I remember getting up at training camp and reading the newspaper, and you were quoted in there saying, "We know why we're here. We're here to take these veterans' job. We. I remember coming downstairs, finding you in the restaurant at the Holiday Inn in Clayton and saying, "Hey," and you go, "Hey, what's up?" And I threw the paper down in front of you. I said, "We? You got a fucking mouse in your pocket or something? Who's we?"
That was you and me, Chuck. We came in to do the job, and we did it.
Yeah, you did. I'll tell you that.
And nothing beats the fact
Talk
that
a little bit about that camp, about what your thought process was.
my thought process at that camp was simple, my good man. I mean, we had something to prove. That was my point. We had something to prove. Hey, you were picked up as a free agent. I got drafted. I mean, I didn't even know the draft went that deep that year, like a 9th round. Shit. That's unbelievable.
I wasn't far ahead of you, brother.
Well, look at us now.
I didn't get drafted, so they didn't even call my name.
My thought process going to that camp, Chaser, was one thing. Just make an example of somebody. Just make an example. Because at the end of the day, I really didn't give a shit. But I really didn't.
I know.
I enjoyed
And that was the best part. And I remember being there and being a witness to the greatness. And I go, this is the greatest training camp. And we're in that shithole Brentwood Ice Arena, and I am just looking, and I'm like, come on, somebody else has to be witnessing this thing. That you guys were chasing guys around, and
well,
it
the
was
craziest
we knew right from I go, yeah, there's a couple new sheriffs in town, and this is going to be great for us.
It was great. Make an example, and God love Todd. Todd and I did not get along when we played against each other.
Todd Ewan.
No, Todd Ewan. We couldn't find space. But after he retired, what a fantastic dude. We coached together.
He was.
What an amazing guy. But
smart guy like you.
Oh, incredibly
like both of you.
intelligent.
Sorry,
and he was awesome. But on the ice, I couldn't stand that guy. Every time I got on the ice, I wanted to kill him. And I remember so vividly in that training camp, and the speech was the set off. You got all the coaches come up, you got the general managers come up, and then you got Brian Sutter, first year. His lines go: if you score goals, score goals. If you're a goalie, stop the puck. If you're a defenseman, defend. If you're a fighter, I want to see what you got. That was pretty much his whole sum up.
Right.
And I remember going down the elevator.
That's about as simple as he was,
That was just beautiful. And I go, well, this is going to be Christmas. I can't wait to do this. Going down in the elevator, and Chaser, myself, and Rags, and Ewan, and I think Percy was in there.
Yeah.
And I remember looking over Todd. I said, I guess you and I are going. And Todd's like, well, what do you mean? I go, well, you and I are going. And a smile on my face, and it was like, don't they get it? I mean, I'm thinking the Chaser's with me. Yeah. I said, no, the Chaser's. Well, he's laughing because I know he's in full tilt. Right. He's thinking the same thing.
He's just a little more subtle about it.
I'm just thinking.
I was about to tell a bunch of veterans they are getting it.
Oh, I was, because but why was that so foreign? I mean, somebody to earn a job.
Well, he's still, every time we get together with Percy,
yeah.
They sit there and fight about who won the fight.
Oh, Percy. Percy goes, he caught me with a flyer, that bipolar little bastard. And he'll get into it with me. But I remember, in the locker room, and I remember Bobby Plager and Patty Janelle coming in and talking to both of us. And we go out on the ice, and of course the shit hits the fan. And I'm thinking to myself, like, holy Christ, like, we got a good week of this, okay? So, Twister fights Todd.
Only after I dropped my gloves and went to center ice and did the chicken.
Yeah.
He wouldn't fight me, so I remember talking. I think it was Brian Sutter was the coach, and I looked at him and I said, "Can I leave my gloves and my stick on the bench?" He goes, "What for, son?" I said, "I got to do whatever you got to do." And I remember I left my gloves and stick on the bench, and I went to center ice and I did the chicken. Finally had to show up. I mean, I'm the only guy at center ice doing the chicken around the circle.
Unbelievable.
And that to me, and in retrospect, I can't imagine somebody doing that in today's day and age, but so cocky and just really didn't, my give a shit factor was extremely freaking low.
You had nothing to lose.
Nothing
to lose.
You
know what the craziest part about it is? The second day of training camp, they had to have a food, Susie did a food drive. You had to bring 2 non-perishable items to get in the rink. Because people were lined up. I mean, lined up. They're going like, we're going to watch these 2 lunatics. I'm thinking to myself, oh Jesus!
And we had to fight, and the youngsters. Then we had to go. We had the veterans in the afternoon. So we're doing double duty. I mean, it was fun. I tell you what, not giving a shit, Holly, was a lot of fun. Now I know how you live
Absolutely.
life. It's fucking great.
Yeah, exactly, because that's the way I was.
I love the way you live life.
didn't
Just
give
don't
a
give a
shit
shit.
about
That's a fantastical way
I
of doing
remember
it.
Gino Cavallini being at the face-off after you and Todd fight, and then you went to go again because Todd had headbutted you
Yeah.
at the end of the fight. And I remember Gino Cavallini being at the face-off, and he said, hey, he goes, let's play a little here. And I kind of like, oh yeah, okay, you know, and thinking. And then Twister whacks Todd because we're on the left face-off in our end, so Twister's playing D. And Twister drops his gloves, and Todd whalps him with his stick. And then Twister looks at me like, you better fucking do something. So I club Todd, and we have a line brawl. And Twister, I think, ends up with Herbie Ragland. I remember Dougie Evans and Gino just stand there going.
And Herbie was a strong kid.
Oh,
he was
I don't know what kind of a fighter he was.
Yeah, he was
but
tough. He was strong.
He was strong.
And he could hit you. He could hurt you. But I remember I had to fight with Todd then. And I remember Gino Cavallini saying later, me and Dougie Evans are just fucking standing there going, where the fuck did we get these two lunatics? Like, we're in
It was
the
like
hell.
Slapshot for
Yeah.
that whole training camp.
It was like Slapshot, but that was like, to me, not giving a shit about just coming in and having some that. Well, I like I told my dad before I went to training camp. I go, he goes, how are you gonna take this, son? I said, you know what? The last 2 years of playing in Prince George and the Peace Caribou Junior Hockey, which is not peaceful at all. There's no peace in the Peace Caribou Junior Hockey League. That was a page right out of Charlestown Chiefs, where you go to arenas in Williams Lake, and they didn't have glass. They had chicken wire, and the Indians would spit on you, and they throw chickens on the ice, and then you have to beat them off the ice in between periods. You have to swing sticks. I go, I'm just going to go have some fun. And it was really, and having Chaser, it was perfect.
Well, we had known one another, and we knew, like, I could give him, if he gave me a look, like, I was like, oh, okay. Or if I, you know, got the shorter end of it, he'd come down and go, I'm going to kick it. And I'd be like, just give me one more chance at this guy first or whatever. And then, you start winning a couple and feeling like, okay, now maybe we can handle ourselves with the NHL guys. And I remember going, at the third day of camp, Mr. Cron came in and just reamed our asses.
Oh, God.
And just where the fuck, and he was going crazy, like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? And, whatever. And we walked into the room, and Plager and Janelle both came in the room and go, that was great. Don't worry. I'm like, holy Christ. I don't know what's going to happen here. But then Brian came in the room and said, you guys got to pack your stuff. We're going to send you to Peoria, but we're making a stop before you go. We've been getting pushed around in Detroit, and it's fucking stopping, and we're going to let them know it's coming. So you guys are coming to Detroit with us. And then Twister fought Probert and Kosher, and I fought Proby and Lee Norwood. And we stayed that night at the
Poncha train?
The Poncha train.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we Poncha train when we were walking from the arena, not knowing any
through
better.
Cobo Hall.
With our bags.
So a police
With
officer comes by
imagine,
and just
2 hockey bags, one of clothes, one of freaking equipment, and
just
hockey sticks.
chewing us out. Like, what the fuck you guys doing out here? We're down, by the big fist. We're going to the punch. Kit in the car, kids.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, no, the people of Detroit,
Oh,
if they would
yeah.
have done something, wouldn't have
my-
known what was going on.
Oh, shit. There was an opportunity there for us to get killed.
Yeah, but
for
then
sure.
you got